Hello everybody! Welcome to my channel, My Two Cents in Real Estate, where I will be talking about the real estate in general, but more specifically the Phoenix metropolitan area. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. The Phoenix metropolitan area sits in the county of Maricopa, of being top 5 county as far as populational growth in the past 10 years. A lot of people moving in. We have a population of about 4.9 million people. And leading to that, real estate is very hot, like it is in the whole nation. We experience, rapid appreciation, especially in this past 2 years. Just to have an idea, here in the Phoenix metropolitan area, in the MLS, the multiple listing service, we only have 5,040 properties available for a population of 4.9 million people. Imagine that. Which means, and when I'm talking about properties, these are from the lowest price to the highest price, luxury properties. And we are talking about condominiums, single family homes. That's what we have available for the market here, considering there are also people moving in. And that kept me thinking over the weekend, as well as I was looking, to the numbers today in a little listing, a very good listing that I had. We end up, as usual, selling, over the listing price, what the seller was asking for, and keep as little. It's good for the sellers because you can get as much as you can of a property. Puts a burden of the on the buyers, but it keeps thinking also. Keep us make us think where it's going to stop, when this is going to end. And we see several conversations in different directions. People talking about crash, people talk about further appreciation, but the future is hard to know. I just want to throw a couple of food for thoughts in this conversation as far as the real estate. Real estate's about supply and demand. Right now, our supply is very, very low. But however, I want to pop a food for thought in a concern that people have about the appreciation, where we are leaving, that we could be leaving people out of the market. Still considering the interest rates that we have nowadays, houses are still affordable. Prices are going up, they are, but prices, the low interest rates that we have still make the property affordable. Right now, it's cheaper to buy than to rent. Rents have gone up so much in the past, especially in the past 2 years here in Phoenix as well. And just to give you an idea, pointing that direction, is that there has been no reduction in first-time buyers in the market. Usually the percentage of the composition of the first-time buyers in the market is around 33%. Just to have an idea, actually there was an increase in 2021 according to the data that's coming out. 2021 there was an increase of 3%. There were 34% of the market were first-time buyers. And in comparison to 2020, there were only 31%. There was a reduction in the first-time buyers in 2020, but 2021, it's kind of went back to the what's considered normal, the average composition of the first-time buyers in the market. So it gives a food for thought. Is there prices really going up to the point that we are leaving people out of the market? Well, the data does not indicate that. Not only to consider that, even if you consider inflation, which means, the 7% that they are saying, you gotta discount the price today that we have today with inflation as well, which brings, to some kind of affordability. But another thing too, that it's hard to predict, of course, the future. Another thing that we should consider in this market, when it's gonna end. A lot of people say that, a lot of our competition. The reality is, another thing that hits up the market a little bit is that we are having the biggest wealth transfer in American history. There are about $30 trillion that will be exchanging hands in the next 10 years. So that put pressure in the inventory as well. The baby boomers, which are like the people from 44, I believe, to 64, they are getting older, they are retiring, and as they start, some of them, unfortunately, it's the course of life, passing away. They will also pass to the next generation a vast amount of wealth. $30 trillion will be coming in the next 10, 15 years as the boomers, start getting older, retiring, passing away. It's a lot of money that will be available in the next 10, 15 years. And where people will put in this money, it's about where real estate is one of the areas. They will also be placing the money in the economy, which help as well in vacation, buying, goods, housing, boats, whatever, and invest in the stock markets as well. And according to the data, only 20% does not intend to leave inheritance to the survivors, to the grandkids, sons and grandkids. So it's a lot of money coming in the next 20 years. Will that help real estate maintain the prices and keep going investments? Kind of. Who knows? It's hard to predict, but there'll be a lot of money. Part of the money will be invested in real estate. Will be a cause of a crash in the next 10 years. Of course, we always expect there will be some time, as any part of the economy, prices will stabilize. But will be a crash? Who knows? It's hard to predict. It's not going to be it might not be a crash. It could be a crash. It won't be, maybe not as worse as 2008. The numbers, show that. It could be not as worse. It's hard to predict, but there will be a lot of money coming into the market that could help sustain, a long growth and a short recession in real estate, if that happens to occur, because there are money sitting in the sidelines. And another thing that a lot of people also don't take in consideration as well, and is that a lot of hedge funds, big funds like coming into the markets, funds buying property, renting property, although we've been seeing an easing on the aspect of hedge fundings. There has been not as much purchase, but they are coming in to buy commercial real estate, and as well, a lot of them are buying, the multifamily, and some of them investing also in single-family homes. Here in Phoenix, there are communities now being developed where there will be single families for rental only, owned by investment companies. And if you go back, we have the hedge funds that also can put pressure, on the market today, buying all, this real estate. But there's something also happening, and you go back, in 2012 when the Jobs Act passed. Job Act was a reform they did on the investment part, where they allowed non-credit investors to come in. Was a way back then, after the recession, to find a way to bring some more money, inject some more money for startup companies. But in the Jobs Act 2012, they allowed non-accredited investors, non-accredited investors, people that with annual income 200,000 or less, 300,000 if you're including your spouse, that has less than $1 million in assets, and it's called the crowdfunding. That's why you saw a lot of explosion if you go online, that allowed regular people, to go online, make investment, join this crowdfunding. There are a lot of crowdfunding investments in real estate, and it's called a lot of syndication. You can join a group of people now because of the Jobs Act. You can get a group of people, friends, family, pull the money together, syndicate, which means put your money together and go buy real estate. So, flash forward 10 years, this was we are seeing the results today of an act that passed 10 years ago and had been a lot of explosion, especially in syndication, in real estate syndication. If you Google, you'll see a lot of groups forming to get the money and invest in real estate. And that facilitated people, regular people, to join those clubs and buy real estate. So these three reasons, the share of the first-time home buyers, the transfer of the biggest transfer of wealth in the United States, plus the possibility of regular people like you and I join groups and buy real estate and hedge funds. This gives us a pretty good indicative where real estate might be heading in the next 10 years. And these are some food for thought. Don't overthink. It's hard to time the market. Actually, it's almost impossible to time the market. No one can time the market. If you're an investor in real estate, if you hold your investment for 5-10 years, history is on your side. And if you are a family, first-time buyer, trying to turn their house into a home where you're going to be building memories, history, time is also on your side if you intend to stay in the house for 5-10 years. Thanks for watching my channel, my 2 cents in real estate. If you liked, helping me out with a like. And if you have any questions or there is any topic that you'd like me to approach, send me a message, your comments out there. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye.